Hey, I'm Courtney Waterman, your tutor. Lover of anime, manga, and math. And you just tuned into another session of Tutor Me Sempai. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're jumping into a 12th grade topic, finding your terms of your geometric sequence. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'll be putting time codes in for this video in the description box below. So use it to skip ahead to whatever part of the video you think is most interesting. As always, if you have any questions about what we see today or even on homework, you can always put in the comment box below or visit my Facebook page at Tutor Me Sempai and tell me all about it there. At the end of this video, I've been linking my 12th grade playlist in which I cover a lot more topics. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned. This video is only going to have 2 parts, so leave a like, smash subscribe, and let's get started. In today's video, we're going to be covering how to find the terms of your geometric sequence using both your explicit formula and your recursive formula. Now, this is going to look a lot like what we did for our arithmetic sequence. And if you hadn't seen that video, no worries, you can find it right up here. But if you had, recall that the process was simply just a plug and chug. If you knew the term that you were looking for, all you have to do is plug in that value for your n wherever you see an n in your formula, whether it's explicit formula or the recursive formula. So let's do just that for this explicit formula here. Here we have a sub n equals 2 times 1/4 to the n minus first power. And we want to find our a sub 8, our 8th term of our geometric sequence. This tells us that our n is going to equal 8 in this question. So let's plug and chug. Let's plug in our 8 wherever you see an n and see what we get when we evaluate it. So we have an a sub 8 equals 2 times 1/4 to the 8 minus 1. And this is just going to be 2 times 1/4 to the 7th power. And of course, we know that this is going to break down into 1 to the 7th power over 4 to the 7th power. And we can rewrite that as 2 times 1 over 4 to the 7th power is just going to be 16,384, which means we can rewrite this as 2 over 16,384. And last but not least, we can simplify this to be 1 over 8,192. This is going to be our final answer. Our a sub 8, our 8th term of this geometric sequence is going to be 1 over 8,192. This is the joy of using an explicit formula. You can find the exact number that you're trying to find without having to build out your entire sequence. Notice that we did not have to know what our a sub 7 was or anything less than that, outside of your a sub 1, of course. As long as you're doing your plug and chug properly and you're not messing up in your math, you should be able to find your a sub n with no problems. So let's move on to using our recursive formula to find our terms, just to make sure we have a little practice with that as well. Now we're going to jump into our recursive formula. Here we have our a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 times 5, and our a sub 1 is going to be 2. And our question is saying, find your a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. Remember, this is a recursive formula, so you're going to need to know the previous term in order to find your next term. But the same thing holds. Let's find our n. If we're trying to find our a sub 2, our n is going to be 2 in this case. Our a sub 3 means our n is going to be 3, and our n is going to be 4 in our a sub 4 case. So let's start with 2 because we can't jump all the way to 4 without knowing what our 2 and our 3 are. So we're going to have our a sub 2, plugging in your 2 wherever you see your n, and this is going to be a sub 1, right? 2 minus 1 times 5. And we know what a sub 1 is. So we can rewrite this as 2 times 5. Our a sub 1 is going to be 2. Now you can simplify this to be 10. So our a sub 2 is simply going to be 10. Now we want to find our a sub 3. A sub 3 means that it's going to be our a sub 3 minus 1, which is a sub 2 times 5. We're using the same exact formula. This is recursive. And we know our a sub 2 to be 10 because we just found that. So we can plug that in. Simple plug and chug. Times 5 means that our a sub 3 is going to be 50. Lastly, we want to find our a sub 4. So plug in your 4 wherever you see your n. This is going to be 4 minus 1. So a sub 3 times 5. We know a sub 3 because we just found it. 50 times 5. And this is going to be 200 and 50. So these are going to be your first 3 terms outside of your initial A sub 1. So I hope you were able to follow along with today's video, and hope you now know how you can find your terms of your geometric sequence. It's going to be just like you did for your arithmetic sequence, simply plug and chug. However, if you have any questions about what we saw today, or even your own homework, you can put it in the comment box below, or visit my Facebook page at Tutor Me Sempai and tell me all about it there. If you hadn't done so already, remember to hit that like. It surely helps the channel by letting YouTube know that you found a video helpful. And if you found a video helpful, so can someone else. So leave a like, hit the notification bell, smash the subscribe button, and share the video with a friend. Well, that's all the time I have for today. I really hope it's helped with your homework. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. I'm Courtney, here's your playlist, and this has been another session of Tutor Me Senpai.